happy Friday, everybody. Mark again here at Weatherman Plus. Now, the weather pattern that we're going into is going to be in the same position all the way towards Sunday into Monday. It's going to bring cooler airs to the north, warmer temperatures across the south, especially towards the west coast, but it's going to bring storms as well. Now, you see the latest information when you look at the data. So you can see with your Arctic oscillation, the colder air coming through, showing it will last all the way into the very beginning of next week. Is still leaving out by Monday, might linger a little bit by Tuesday. Then we're going to go through this dramatic warm-up for a little bit, so everybody's going to enjoy this warm-up. But look what's right behind the warm-up, everybody. We have this cold air coming right back down again as we go towards the 20s of May, and it will linger for about a week again. So when you look at your NAO in your data, your North Atlantic oscillation, and when you get towards that neutral, towards that negative pattern, this is where you get a high pressure blocking into the Northern Atlantic, and this is going to allow a trough of cooler air to come deeper into the U.S. Maybe around the Tennessee-Kentucky line, not all the way towards the Gulf, but this one right here could go deeper, so I will keep you updated. The one we're speaking of now is the one hitting right now for the weekend. In fact, to be well-rounded, you can see by all the weather models up here that we use, the Euro medium to long range, the GFS, the Canadian, and the Euro AI. As we look at the Arctic oscillation, you can see we have an agreement here between all the models except the GFS, showing that this cold air is going to linger right back down again as we go towards the later teens into the early 20s. Now, GFS takes it stronger. GFS is a sensitive model to that, so it's definitely going to show stronger. So we'll see if this goes further north and it picks up something that these three models don't see, or if this goes deeper by then. What we do know is when we look at the NAO, they're also agreeing in a wide spread of ensembles of where this will go as far as deeper into the lower 48. So this is a good example of a negative NAO, and you can see how you have the high pressure blocking into the Northern Atlantic and is bringing in the cooler air. So you can also see when you look at all of North America that you start getting that high pressure building into the Northern Atlantic as we go by Monday and a little bit further, while it brings that other high pressure of cooler air into the lower 48. And this is going to bring multiple storms along the East Coast, not showing much on impacts. It's just a lot of convection when we have all the forcing coming down from this blast, and showing we could get another one right later on into the late teens, into the early 20s, and bringing another cold blast across. So we will see what that update is. That's still days down the road. Now, it's still showing that as you go through this weekend, it'll be around 10 to 15 degrees below average temperatures moving through all the way towards Monday, towards the East Coast, and a little bit of Tuesday as well. And at the same time, you still get that big above average anomaly along the West Coast where you're still pushing those high 90s, even those 100-degree temperatures. And showing maybe it'll come back down again as we go into the early 20s. Remember, on the data, it didn't show it going all the way this deep on the data on the NAO, but we will see what the latest updates are. But still showing we have another one behind this one. Now, at the same time that this is bringing cooler air, this is going to bring a lot of storms, because what we have is a big upper level high pressure over here that is swinging everything clockwise into this direction, while we got another storm system to the north that is swinging everything around into this direction. And this is funneling everything this way, everybody. Just bring a lot of chances for storms. Now, unfortunately, this weather pattern, like it makes it very hard for where storms are going to be at. But you can see how we stay in that mode all the way towards Sunday into Monday. Then maybe a storm system forming up off the East Coast down the road. Now, the good news, this is greatly going to help out with part of your drought. But you can see with your CAPE, your food for thunderstorms to grow, that's going to stay shoved down there towards the south and the southeast, right along that Gulf as you go through the weekend. So that's where your storms are going to be at. Now, remember, this weather pattern we're going in soon, this stronger El Nino we're going into, the subtropical jet is going to get involved, and it's going to be a strong subtropical jet. And you're going to see a lot of this weather pattern like this, coming all the way from the southwest, going all the way towards the Gulf and all the way towards the southeast. But like I said, it is going to help out greatly for your drought. Not everywhere though, but it will do some good. Look how it's just cycling everything in the same area for multiple days. So yes, once again, be aware when you have storms repeating itself over and over like that, that's going to bring chances for a lot of flooding. But believe me, we have nobody complaining into this area about getting this rainfall. Only issue is we need it further up towards Arkansas into the Tennessee-Kentucky Valley, all along the mid-Atlantic as well. And we need it over here from the Four Corners going all the way towards the Central Plains and the Northwest. And they're not getting a lot, at least for the next 5 days. So you can see this here at Weather Prediction Center all the way till Monday. So this is going to help out with your rainfall, getting some help for that drought along this region. Unfortunately, you're not getting a lot for the Tennessee, Kentucky Valley, and you're not getting a lot all the way from the South Central, the Four Corners, all the way towards Northwest. So it's doing good for a lot of states, but unfortunately, we need more. So for today, you have a tornado threat. You have a 2% in multiple areas as these storms swing around through this weather pattern. So here's your cities and states at risk for a possible spin up for today. Not expecting anything super strong. It'd be a quick spin up and it'll go away probably just as quick. Now we also have the chance for winds and hail, even 2 inches in diameter in the significant severe black hatched areas. So here's your cities and states at risk for the hail threat for today. The large hail is the white line on top. Also for your winds for today, here's your cities and states at risk. And some high winds could happen along that 15% up to 60 miles per hour wind gusts or greater. But you can also see with this weather pattern how hard it is to say where these storms are going to meet up. So as we go through this evening, you see it coming across the south. Also, you get another front. You're going to get multiple rounds forming up all across Missouri, Oklahoma, going all the way towards Indiana. This is bringing chances for winds and hail as well. But over here along the south, you get a second round as you go overnight into the early morning hours. Once again, bringing chances for high winds, and you can get a quick spin up in there, which cannot be ruled out. What you got to watch out for is as all this is getting pulled up from the Gulf, getting in front of this line of storms, this is where it could form up a quick spin up of a tornado. So be aware of that as you go by for tomorrow morning. Then it will carry for tomorrow evening once again, all the way from the northeast, getting wound up for a few storms that can come through, all the way from the coast towards the interior northeast as you go through for tomorrow evening. And then it winds up again for the south central as you go through for Sunday. It's just a spinning weather pattern that we're going to be in. So for tomorrow, for your severe weather for Saturday, there is a chance for a tornado. It's at 2%. Once again, this will move around a little bit. I think this will grow a little bit more into Texas for tomorrow. I'll keep you updated. So far, here's your cities and states at risk for the tornado threat for Saturday. We also have the wind threat and the hail threat for Saturday. So here's your cities and states at risk for possible hail on Saturday. Also the wind threat for Saturday. Here's your cities and states at risk. Now, so far, it has just one place in Florida, a little bit in Texas, and one in Oklahoma. But the whole pattern in general is going to be under a threat for a possible thunderstorm moving through. Just be aware, not every thunderstorm is going to be dangerous and need to go to your basement. And lasting all the way into Sunday, this will last into Monday as well, everybody. So for Sunday, so far, here's your cities and states at risk for severe weather. This will be chances for damage and winds and hail. But all in all, it's difficult to forecast where and when these storms will hit like this because everything will move further towards the east. If you see impacts a little bit west of you, just be on the watch in case that shifts towards your area. That's the best way I can tell you anything. Now, quick message. We have a strong El Nino that is kicking in. New information from the European came out just the other day showing an even stronger weather pattern. So I showed you in a video I made yesterday what you can expect. I even made a couple of visual clips to let you understand more of what I was saying, of the impacts that could come from this, everybody. So if you haven't seen it, YouTube hasn't been alerting a lot of people. Make sure you go check it out. It is on the channel. And if you're not getting notified to these updates, remember hurricane season is coming right around the corner. I think it's going to start by the middle to late part of May in the Pacific. Very strong. But next to the subscribe button, there's that bell. If you don't check that and check all, you will only get an occasional update. So you will not get the afternoon updates during hurricane season neither. So make sure you got that checked. That way you get notified. Check out the video. That way you know what is coming around the corner, everybody. Thank you for your time. Hope you have a very blessed day and a very blessed weekend. I'll see you again on Sunday morning, God willing. Before I go, a quick word from our Father, everybody. Proverbs 3, 5, and 6. Trust in the Lord with all thine heart, and lean not unto thine own understanding. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy paths. Amen. And that one was for me. And remember, above all things, all glory does go to God, our Father in heaven, Yahweh. And I always hope he keeps you safe every single day of your life and forever. Amen. Hallelujah. Amen. Have a great day, everybody. Watch out for this crazy little weather pattern we're in.